Yo, 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 what's good?
Yeah, my man. What's happening? How you been, bro?
Hey, peace and blessings to you and to all that's out there. I'm doing great. And yourself, sir?
Yeah, we doing okay, man. We can't complain. So actually, as I normally open up is just let everybody know who I am. I am I will be free. Okay, and this is my YouTube channel. As you guys know who I am. So
I will be free in the
yes, sir.
building.
Yes, sir. Absolutely 100, right? So, and
That's right.
I have, as you guys know, I have guests, and today's guest is going to be my man Tory. How you doing, brother Tory? Yeah. All right. Well, let me do that then. All right. That's what's up. Okay.
That's right.
So,
It's me, Tory, aka Mr. Guillotine,
that's
aka
right.
DJ. Yeah, aka DJ Rumor. Hey.
Talk to me,
So,
man. All right. That's good. That's good. All right, brother. So, let's open up with a little bit about you, okay? So
all right.
Tory, tell us a little bit of who you are. I know you're a family man. I know you also drive trucks because that's what I do, and just tell us a little bit about you if you don't mind.
All right. Well, as far as all that goes, that's occupational type things.
Right.
That's just some grind hustles
Yep.
that I'm on. But yeah, that also helps formulate my identity as far as who I am because I deal with that on a daily, day-to-day basis.
Yes.
So yeah, I drive trucks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But also my heart, my love is music.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm always learning and
Mm-hmm.
I'm always working on stuff. So I produce, I DJ, and I'm an MC.
All
You know what I mean?
right.
I do all three.
That's what I'm talking
Now,
about, bro.
yeah. Now, as far as me as a person, you know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm laid back. I'm how you say, eclectic.
Okay.
I'm
Smooth character.
outside of a box type of thinker.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Okay.
I'm like abnormally normal. You know, there's
All right.
there's different ways of doing things. That's me. I'm always the
Yeah.
one doing something indifferently from others.
All right. On the
I
creative
basically
side.
stand out.
Yeah. On the creative side, I would say, right?
That's that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right. On the creative side, um, also, I got a big heart. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm always trying to make sure that the people around me are good. As
Yeah.
you said, I'm a family man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I got two children. They basically about grown now.
Right.
Wife and taking care of life, man. Just
Isn't
working,
that something?
handling my business.
Yeah.
I'm that
Yeah.
type of person. I like to take care of my responsibilities,
Okay.
and yeah,
That sounds
and
good.
I'm a man of integrity. You know what I'm saying? I'm a stand-up guy.
Yes, sir.
I keep it real. I tell the truth.
That's right.
Um,
That's good.
what else about me? Other
Yeah.
than being creative and being innovative, that's another thing.
Right,
I make things like
Okay.
an inventor.
Yeah.
So I got a little bit of that going on too.
All right. Sound like me and you down the same lane then, bro. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay.
Yeah, I'm a very creative individual as well. So now, isn't it? I mean, now being versus how you were raised and versus how you have to raise. Okay. Now,
Okay.
how different do you see things? Because you know how our parents raised us and how their rules and regulations were. Are your rules and regulations the same when it comes to raising a family?
Pretty much they are because of the simple fact that that's the same guidelines that I was raised on, but I don't initiate every single
Right.
guideline that I was raised on because as a person who's been through it,
Mm-hmm.
I've come to find that it's better to utilize certain things
Mm.
in this day and age
Yeah.
and not utilize certain things just because of the change of the times.
Right. Right. You want to be able to relate a lot better these days because
Yeah.
back in the day when we were being raised, it was either do as we were told to do versus on them trying to do exactly like come down to our level and be like I'm gonna make it more comfortable that we can sit down and talk about anything so in my growing up it wasn't that way so I know that we like to put our own twist on things so when it comes to music right now what is it that you see different in the music of the old days versus the music of today? What do you see that's more that's used more wisely now than before? Yeah.
What's used more wisely now than before would be the actual placement
Mm.
of whatever thought process or idea that you may have that you want to capture on a medium.
Right. Right.
So let's say back in the day, somebody goes and an artist, not just somebody, an artist will come into the studio and say, "Oh man, I want to record this song. It's about I don't know, swinging off a rope into a
Mm.
big giant lake or something."
Okay.
And regardless of what the song is about, the whole idea for that engineer is to capture that person and their thoughts
Mm.
as far as what they're talking about and put it on a medium. And the way that they did it then, the equipment that they used,
Right.
it wasn't like what we're using now. So to really answer your question, what's better now is that technology, how we're able
Right.
to bypass all the extra steps that
Yes,
they
sir.
used to have to go through back in the day,
Yes, sir.
versus now, technology has stepped up,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have to go through as many
Yeah.
things anymore. It's less it's less of a hassle.
Yeah. So as far as
So
now as far as the difference is that you had to go to a studio back in the day. You had to go in the studio, go in the booth, and you would go ahead and make some changes or go ahead and lay your tracks. But nowadays,
mhm.
how do you feel about the difference of we can literally be at our own home in our own studio, separate from somebody
Yeah.
else's studio, and still get the same quality of music done?
It's funny you bring that up, man,
Uh-huh.
because it's even more simpler than that. I mean, it's to the point where now they have an app. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's
Mm.
called Rap Chat. Charlie Clips was the one that they used to promote that app.
Right.
And literally, it's an app you download on your cell phone, and all you have to do is go into that app and record. You pick a beat,
Oh
you
wow.
put the beat on there, and then you record straight up on your phone. So you don't even need a whole bunch of equipment or nothing at home either.
Mm.
But
Okay.
yes, nowadays that's what we do. We have what's called project studios. So we build our project studio off of a laptop. Now
Right.
the rap chat makes you sound like a little demo, like an old school demo,
Okay.
like you recorded, on a tape recorder with a beat behind you. But it's
Right.
just more digitalized,
Uh-huh.
so it sounds better than that. But if you compare it to today's way of recording in a project studio, it would not sound as good.
Mm.
So you would definitely need to have like a laptop and an actual
Right.
door,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, and a pretty good mic, and yeah,
Mhm.
you can use that, and
Yeah.
you
Okay.
can produce something like a demo and
Yeah.
turn it into somebody, and it will actually sound pretty good.
Wow. Yeah. I
Yeah.
I, I, I thank God for cell phones these days. To be honest with you, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they both a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
They're very
Yeah.
dangerous, but they're very helpful at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah, and I know what the danger is for a lot of people, as far as being not having enough privacy and so forth. And if you think about it, the privacy of the old days is compromised compared to today because the cell phone basically is always tracking everywhere you go and everything you say. So now, before cell phones, right? When it was into vinyl and everything, how did you fare out with that? And do you find it being better with the old way of doing things versus the new way, meaning vinyl versus MIDI and so forth?
Okay. I just want to make sure I have a clear understanding of your
Uh,
question. Are you asking if you're asking me how was it dealing with the vinyl versus
right, which
how
is
it is
better?
now not dealing with it?
Yes, sir. Which to
Okay.
you is better?
Okay. Okay. To me,
Yeah.
honestly, the vinyl is better.
Mm.
Now, I say that because I come from that era. For
Mhm.
one, I'm used to that, but I understand times are changing.
Yeah.
So I do change with the times. And nowadays, again, on the technology side of things, we have what's called Serato DJ. Okay, and
Okay.
Serato DJ is another program that they have created so that they can emulate the same exact movements and recordings of a vinyl.
Oh
So
wow. Okay.
they have made replicas, okay, of these vinyls that you put on your turntable, so you get to still use the good old wheels of steel. Because
Right, right.
I'm an old school DJ. I say old school because that's the youth, they
Yeah.
I mean,
With
vinyls
with
like
the
what?
scratching
Yeah.
and everything,
With,
yeah.
that's right. Technique 1200 wheels of steel. I rocks those. All right,
All
so
right, that's what's up.
I do all my tricks on those. I do the carrots. I do everything on those. So it's
Yeah.
like I have a controller right now. It's
Uh-huh.
new, but it's not Technique 1200s. It's just this little box with these little wheels look like the CD joints,
Right.
and it doesn't respond the same.
Okay.
So I prefer the vinyl any day because with vinyl, man, you got complete control over the movement of the revolutions that's moving on that turntable when it's going around. You can like lightly tap it and make the slightest little bit of a change, you know what I'm saying, in the smallest increments.
Right.
Or you can go totally opposite and take it way up and like fast forward and run that record around real fast.
Yeah.
Or in reverse, which we call the backspin, and you'll hear it go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But vinyl's definitely better. And in today's new technology, the way they emulate that vinyl, that's where it's at, man. So I would use that. Still use the 1200s. Still use the vinyls they have now. Sending the signal to the program on the laptop. You can see it, and you know what I'm saying, scratch and do your thing.
It's close to your heart, then I can tell. Right.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, no doubt. So what advice would you have for young people coming up in the industry now, though? And now
the advice?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Well, mainly everybody want to know how to get started. So, what advice would you give young people on getting started? What is the first steps you think they should take?
Getting started on just being involved with the community of hip hop or the culture.
Yeah, well, the DJ, just somebody who want to be a DJ just like you.
Okay. Specifically as a DJ,
yes, sir.
I would suggest the very first thing they do is educate themselves.
Right.
Very first thing they need to do is do research on what it is to be a disc jockey. Okay, because we're gonna break down DJ. That's disc jockey.
Yeah.
All right. Also, after you educate yourself, then you need to go and start looking up the founders that paved the way for us newer DJs.
Right.
So you need to go and do research on them. You need to learn who they are and what they did and what groundbreaking changes they made happen for us to be able to do what we're doing now.
Right.
And then go and cop like one of the most simplest mixing consoles that you can find. Not a mixing console, I'm sorry. Any type of DJ apparel, like go to Guitar Center or your nearest whatever store and find the cheapest, most inexpensive piece of machinery that you can find a DJ with, and get used to the basics and fundamentals of it before you get into trying to do all the extra.
Right.
Get
your practice in first. Yeah,
definitely practice, and that's the best way to get started, in my opinion.
So when you first got started, did you first start at home, or did you start actually just following a bigger DJ?
Well, I actually started at home, and it's funny you asked that too, because at 3 years old, I was interested in the turntable. My mom bought me one of those little Fisher Price turntables.
I remember those.
With the little latch.
Okay.
And I had kid stuff records.
Yeah.
So played a lot of nursery rhymes and stuff like that. But anyway, that's when I found an interest in the record player. But when I got 12 or 13 years old is when I really was like, whoa, I want to DJ, because I was into that hip hop culture like that, and that was the thing that I liked. So So when I got interested, there was a famous DJ named DJ Naeem Johnson. Shout outs to him.
Yes, sir.
He was my sensei. He is the one who taught me how to professionally mix and DJ. So, and he taught me on club house music. Yes, so sir. I started out as DJ.
Yeah. That sounds like something that your heart is really deep into, man. I love to hear this about you younger people, you know. And
Oh yeah.
I call you younger because, of course, I'm an old dude. So, you know, anybody younger than me is a young blood. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm
Okay.
gonna
Okay.
always
You know,
refer
that's
to you as a young
so
fella.
so on the perception of the person. That's the
Yep,
way I
yep,
see it.
no
I would
doubt.
call you wiser and experienced.
Yeah,
You see what
yeah,
I'm saying? But
yeah.
I mean, I don't particularly like to use the O word.
Oh,
The
really?
O
Nah,
word
I'm
is
okay
yeah,
with it,
yeah. I
man.
don't
I'm
see.
okay
That's the
with it.
thing about me.
Yeah.
I believe in speaking things into existence and
Yes,
speaking
sir.
life and not death.
Yeah.
So if I want to speak longevity and living in youth, then
Yeah.
that's what it's going to be.
All right. All right. I'll take
Yeah,
that, bro. Yes, sir. I'll
yeah,
take that 100. Yes, sir. So,
no doubt.
yeah. So now, I know that you have did, you have traveled. Now, when you first started, what state did you actually start in, and what other states have you actually performed or actually did DJing in?
Okay, I started DJing in the state of New Jersey, out
Yeah,
of
New
the
Jersey,
city of East Orange. That's
EO,
right, Naughtyville, EO. For those who don't
Town.
know,
Yeah, I
all
know
right,
it,
they
bro.
call it Ill Town.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
that's the other name. Yeah, yeah. So, I started there
Yeah.
because that's where I grew up at. I was born in Jersey City and then moved to EO, and then
Okay.
yeah, that's where I met Naeem Johnson. That's where I got trained and
Yeah.
taught how to DJ professionally, and that's yeah,
That's
right
what's
there
up.
in East Orange.
Yeah.
I performed DJing, man, a lot of places, man.
Mm.
I started out doing, little cookouts.
Right. Right.
Honestly, it wasn't even cookouts first. It was my own backyard. When my
Okay.
mother and grandmother used to have these parties, or should I say cookouts? Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were like parties to me.
Yeah.
And all the family and friends come over,
Yeah, like
gather,
like Big Mama's
have a
house,
good
man.
time.
Yeah, the whole
And
neighborhood come
I
through.
would play the music.
Yeah.
So that was my way of practicing how to entertain a crowd of people with music. So back then,
Right.
that's how I was learning which records to play, what times to play them,
Right.
that sort of thing.
So for the most part, you were trying to see what your selections would do to the crowd, and that dictated what musics you should play back to back. Is that right?
Yeah, I would definitely say that because you can't go by just a guess,
Right.
whim of the moment. You could try, but
Mhm.
if you looking around and your crowd audience is predominantly in the upper age ranges,
Mm.
then you don't want to play the music that pertains to the younger generation because
Right.
they will not be as receptive to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I had to learn that because I was playing all the stuff that I liked.
Yeah.
They're like, he up there playing all that rippity rap music, and I'm like, what? This is where it's at.
This is what's up. Yeah. You know, it's old
Then they
folk,
had to
man.
put
We
me
like.
on because you got to remember I was 12, 13.
Yeah.
I was young. I didn't know. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? This is my learning stage. So
Yeah.
yeah.
We like,
I had to- I
hey
had
man, we you gotta remember, man, that if you're gonna play for us, we like line dancing and two steps, bro.
and back then it was way more how you say hip hop was way more still revolutionary. You know
Yeah,
what I mean,
yeah.
it wasn't 100% accepted.
That's right.
It was because it broke through the mainstream of the industry.
Yes, sir.
It became a genre.
Yeah.
But yet, even though it did that, the people that were up in age back then still wasn't accepting. They wasn't
Right.
accepting it. They didn't like it.
No,
So,
he didn't. Especially that gangster
Yeah.
rap. That's what I think they really had a problem with.
oh yeah. Because they was alright with the pro black
Yep.
and power to the people.
Yep, yep.
Positive messages.
Yeah. You remember
They was-
Soulja
they-
Sister, right?
Of course. So
Yeah, man.
you headed for self-destruct.
That's
Yeah, that
right.
was a big record, man. And
Big, yeah.
it got a lot of play back then. But
Yeah.
let somebody do that now,
Oh,
it
yeah.
won't get no play.
I know.
That's
Isn't
the
that
change
something, man? Isn't
from
that?
how it used to be to how it is nowadays.
Yeah. I've always found a problem with that, but I'm trying to work my little niche around it. You know what I'm saying? Because I just think that we need to be doing more of positive than all the negative. So when you do your
Oh
music,
yeah.
when you do your music, and you're trying to appease the hot generation, whatever's going on today, what are you just are you leaning toward whatever they like, or are you trying to implement a little some things that will guide them in a good direction, but still give them what they like?
Now, when it comes to that, I am the type of person that like to slip in a little bit of that positivity
Right, right.
every so often.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I got to keep them engaged with me as the person who's the engine that's
Right.
the conductor of the
Mm-hmm.
whole train. They're all the cars,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
and I'm the engine.
yeah,
So if I'm gonna lead off, I gotta lead off with what they like.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna definitely throw in a lot of positive joints because
Right.
to me it just needs to be heard. You need
Yeah,
balance.
yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with
too
that.
much negativity. Eventually, you're gonna have some fights break out. You know what I
Oh,
mean? And
yeah. So what do you do, man? I
yeah,
mean, has that ever happened to you?
yeah. Oh, there's the doorbell. Yeah, that has happened to me
Yeah.
before.
Okay.
So I remember at a house party in Jersey City, yo,
Yeah.
I had played a whole lot of like gangster rap,
Right.
and the cats was. Hold on 1 second. Sorry for this
Yeah.
interruption. Hey, how you doing there,
No,
Mr.
you
Sir?
good. You good. He's got some things
Oh,
going
you're
on at
back.
the house right
All
now.
right. Okay, that
So,
just
all right.
took but a second. So
Yeah, you
that was
good.
our Berago heat guy. He's coming to do maintenance on our heater. But anyway,
All right.
on the furnace. So
Yeah.
thank you. He's gonna bring that part. We're gonna be warm now.
Right, right. Yeah, gotta fix that
Yeah.
first.
So yeah, but like I was saying, where was I? Oh yeah, I was talking about
The fight's breaking out, right?
Yeah, with the crowd. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so the positivity with the crowd, like I said, you gotta slip it in there a little bit just to get that balance.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
And you
Okay.
get that balance
Yeah.
so that oh yeah, the fights, right.
Yeah.
Jersey City,
Yeah.
DJing, party, bunch of gangster rap. I was playing it, so all the gangsters that was there was all on the floor.
Yeah, yeah.
And other gangsters that
Woo.
didn't like them, that was at the same party
Oh,
showing
man,
up.
that had to be
they
rough.
all throwing up these signs, they
Yeah.
all acting the fool. It's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, before you know it, fight break out.
Right,
After
right.
that, they shooting.
Oh,
So
man. Yeah, shut everything
Yeah.
down after that, right?
yeah,
Wow.
I've had that happen to me once,
Wow.
just once,
Wow.
man.
So how did that make you
And-
feel, man? I mean, did you feel like, wow, man, maybe if I would have played something different, that wouldn't have happened?
I didn't think that at the time
No?
because at the time I was keeping up with the Joneses, so to speak. I was just riding the bandwagon,
Yes,
man. I
sir.
was wanting to be the best DJ, and the only way I could be seen as the best DJ was by playing what everybody liked. So
That's right.
I didn't look at it like that until after the party, and I got home,
Mhm.
and I was like, dang.
Yeah.
I wonder what made that happen. Because I was complaining, why can't people just come out and have a good time?
Right,
And I
right.
thought about it. I wasn't playing no music that said anything about having a good time. It just said shoot, shoot,
Right.
hustle, hustle.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, street. Yeah,
be
yeah.
mug,
I get
fight. Yeah,
I get it, yeah.
it wasn't nothing positive.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, man, that does weigh on a person's mind who has a conscience, and apparently you do have a conscience because you do have kids coming up, and the kids is probably going to fall into a particular type of music, and I think a lot of us as parents, we want our children to be safe but still have fun, you know.
Yeah,
So yeah,
we do.
yeah. So I know how when I was growing up, how all the things that my moms used to tell me as far as to be careful, watch this and watch the crowd. So now you as well as a father, what did you have to actually tell your kids when they left the house and they want to go out and have a good time at a club as well?
You want to know what would I tell them?
Yeah, yeah.
I would just tell them to keep their eyes open, man. Just be aware of your surroundings.
Uh-huh.
Pay attention to the actions of people. Anything that appears to seem like it could be suspect.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're paying attention and being aware of that, because that suspicious activity from that person might lead to a moment of unfortunate disaster for that event.
Yeah.
And it can happen, and next thing you know, something happens, shots ring out, and then now everyone's running and you can get caught up in the stampede,
Right, that too. Yeah.
Like the teacher, don't be in the middle of that big crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are, be close to an exit. Be close to somewhere where you can find yourself an out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you don't get caught up in all that. What else? Just don't go partake in everything that's happening.
Right.
And also be the leader. You know what I'm saying? Don't go following
Good point.
the
Good
others.
Point. Yes, sir.
Yeah, don't go following that crowd, following the others. They just gonna lead you right off that bridge to the water.
So you still,
You know,
and we do still have to tell them that you can still have fun. Your fun doesn't have to be diminished. Yeah. And that's the part I think that a lot of them don't understand when we tell them the safety precautions. Think that we're trying to stop their fun or interrupt their fun.
Of course. They think we're trying to I say over police them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As parents, they think we're trying to police them.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we're giving you that freedom to go ahead and do as you would like because you're old enough and responsible enough to handle whatever's going on out there, and I've taught you. So it's like us as parents, we gotta be dependent on what we taught them. I mean, be dependent on our confidence in what we taught them is what I meant to say, and that will make us feel better, and it will also help them to evaluate these situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
And handle things accordingly.
Yeah, absolutely, 100. And I think just our own personal experiences of life have brought us to a point today that we are in a great position to give great advice to our young people coming up. And we don't have to be so far apart as far as, them saying, oh, you just don't understand me. But in fact we do, because we had to go through a lot of what they're going through. So you as a DJ, you as a DJ, do you feel like there's a lot of responsibility on your shoulder though, because you're driving, you're pushing toward a drive to be successful at what you do, but at the same time, still be able to plant seeds and say, I don't want to go too reckless and too wild, but still, I need to reach my own personal goal. So do you feel that pressure?
You said, yeah, I do feel, I agree with that. I do. Yeah, because you don't want to just go and have a goal set, but then you go astray from your goal, and then it just won't lead to any success at all. It just leads you into a whole bunch of roadblocks, and you find yourself in complications, and you'll be stuck. You'll be stuck trying to figure out, well, how come I'm not moving forward?
Yeah, that too. Yeah, because now on the flip side of that question was that do you feel the responsibility of kind of like being your brother's keeper in a sense? Because a lot of people like to follow the DJ. Whatever the DJ is playing, for the most part, if it's a hot thing for that moment, that's what they want to hear. But now it's up to the DJ, like you said, you're the captain of the ship, right? Do you feel that responsibility though?
Yeah, that is. And you're right. That is a responsibility. And if we're setting the mood, then we're gonna have to take ownership in whatever happens.
Yeah.
After the fact. But see, if we're doing what we're supposed to do on our end, then they can point that finger all they want, but it won't land because they'll say, "Oh well, not necessarily because this DJ played this, the DJ played that."
Yeah, no.
You gotta have witnesses. And what I used to do was I always used to record my parties that I DJ'd.
Right.
So, and I would record them live, get on my microphone, and the microphone would pick up the crowd. You could hear people in the background talking or saying stuff. Right. And I'll say, you can hear it right there. I'm playing Love, Peace, and Happiness, and Follow Your Dreams, and all kinds of songs that have to do with positive affirmating messages, and that is what matters. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they can't point that blaming finger and say, "Oh, nah, it's your fault." Everybody got into this pissy mood and wanted to just be negative.
That is that's great. And I'm looking at the time now, and we are getting to wrap up our 30 minutes. But in parting, I just want to hear what parting advice you would have for the young people who might be listening and say, "Wow, that's more than I thought it was." So, we heard you give them advice on the steps they should make when they're breaking into it, and also the
Mm-hmm.
responsibility level. So what advice would you give them for longevity?
Wow, yeah, for longevity,
Yeah.
the best advice I could give the youth right now for longevity is one, stay clear minded.
Mm-hmm.
Two, have a plan and stick to it. You know, don't deviate away from that plan.
Mm-hmm.
And three, just man, just keep pushing, keep doing it,
Keep grinding.
because
Yeah.
it's gonna be rough. It's gonna seem like things aren't happening,
Right.
but don't stop for nothing. If this is your thing that you love to do, if it's your craft, it's your passion, then keep doing it, because eventually, the more you do it, the more you're gonna learn, and you're gonna come across some great opportunities. But
Yes, sir.
if you stop, you mess that up, and then
Yeah.
you wind up getting set back because you miss out on the newer music that comes out.
Right.
You miss out on the practice of
Mm-hmm.
doing the new type of mixes. Like if they
Right.
come out with new equipment and there's all these wonderful bells and whistles on the mixer, and you
Right.
can do all kinds of like transitions from one song to another, fading in, fading out with echo now and reverb. And back then we really couldn't do that unless we had a separate machine hooked up to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to you, just keep pushing. Stay away from all the things that could mess you up. Stay away from the drugs, stay
right.
away from the alcohol.
That's right. No, you're right.
Even though it's usually even though it's usually at every party. I mean, if you indulge, then it's already too late. You indulge, but
Absolutely.
don't overdo it. And always be responsible.
That's right. And that is actually another topic that can really be a long topic about the indulging in particular things as you party. So that would be another discussion for us in the future, But
No doubt.
for now, I do want to say, Brother Tory, you have come through, and I say you came through strong for me, bro. And I truly appreciate
no problem.
it. Yes, sir, man. Anytime. And if you just want to have a conversation with me, it ain't even got to be on air. You know what I'm saying? Just we talk. You feel me? Now, we got some things also. Hopefully, we can sit down and work out some things ourselves, right? As far as music is concerned. So, in parting, I want you to hang on, though, Tory. I appreciate it, and I want to thank you again. But as far as my YouTube family, there it is again. We don't hit that mark once again, and as you see, we had another one to go pretty quick today because it was a fun conversation and very informative. So I do want to, emphasize to the young people, you can still have fun and be safe at the same time. All right. So in parting, I like to say to my YouTube family, treat people like you want to be treated, and it'll come back around because it has for me. All right, YouTube family, peace and one love.